Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast. Today, we're going to be covering the Amazon fee changes and how they apply to Amazon booksellers, online arbitrage sellers, and wholesalers, because those are three very different sellers. And I actually don't think this is too bad for us booksellers. So welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast.
Welcome to the Amazon Savages podcast. Hear the stories of Amazon sellers crushing it in the game and keep up with the latest strategies that are working. Sit back, relax, and remember, if you truly try and work really hard, you will make a ridiculous amount of money selling on Amazon.
Did I need to make this a podcast? I don't know, but I did. And today, I am your guest. I've sold over 1 million in used books, probably about, honestly, 600 to 700,000 thrifting, going to thrift stores like that, bookstores, and the rest.
Grind hard, well done, sir.
From restrictedinventory.com, I started that business, and we've probably done 3 million in sales to date. And I've also obviously done online arbitrage, and my wholesale business is picking up. We're at 64,000 in sales the last 30 days. So even though Amazon shut my account down this summer, I'm very hard to kill. We all are. Humans are. Animals in general are. So Dharmesh, who is he? He emailed us about the fee updates. What's his official position? Vice president. He never responded to my emails this summer. I emailed him a bunch. I said, hey, dude, give me my account back. Never responded. But I did just get an email from him about these fee updates. So I'm gonna read these to you. I'm not gonna share my screen. If you guys want, you can just go Google selling fee updates and follow along. But for me personally, I hate like looking at this shit, and I like watching videos where people break it down like I'm about to. Shout out Joji Davenport. He made a nice video on this, and we're all still trying to figure out like what the hell is going on. So I may not be 100% correct here, but I'm going to give my interpretation, and feel free, anyone in the comments, to disagree with me or let me know if I'm interpreting any of this wrong. But I'm going to start with the good news. And the good news is it seems that there is a decrease in FBA fees for standard size products. So for booksellers, we're going to be paying 20 cents less per unit for FBA fulfillment fees. So this is like the fee they charge for packing your book and shipping it to the customer. That's really good. You know, if you're selling 10,000 books a year, now you're going to pay, what is that, $200 or $2,000 less? What is that? Why did I have to say that? Let's do the math real quick. 10,000 times 0.2. Holy shit. $2,000 in fees you save each year. So if you sell 10,000 books a year, you're saving $2,000 in fees. There are some fee increases though. Obviously, like whenever we get an email about fees, like the fees are always going up. But this is like out of all the fee increases or fee changes we've had over the years, this series of changes seems to be actually, in my opinion and my interpretation of them, again, if you disagree, comment below, but it seems to be better for booksellers. And I'm thinking of booksellers in the sense of cherry pickers. So if you're going to thrift stores, libraries, and shipping stuff, but even bulk sellers too. Like if you're doing bulk, it doesn't seem like these fees are really going to hurt you too much. So the first one's decreased FBA fees. That's good. The next one, this one's really weird, and I'm interested to see how this actually affects sellers. Now, actually, I will share my screen for this one. It's called the low FBA fee. So give me 1 second. This one's weird. And this is more for my OA people. It's not very good for OA people. This is going to suck for us, OA sellers. I say us. I'm not really doing OA right now, mainly wholesale. Be good for wholesale people, kind of. But OA people, you can't really replenish your inventory. And so what they're trying to do here is incentivize you to keep inventory in stock. And so I'm going to talk about how this is going to affect booksellers, and really good news if you're a brand new seller, because this won't apply to you. New sellers are opted out of this for the first 365 days. So congratulations. But everyone else, we have to pay this fee. And I don't think it's going to affect booksellers as much as you think. But OA sellers, most of our items that we sell, OA or wholesale, are fast moving products. So almost all categories outside of books are going to be able to be hit by these fees, because they're only going to hit faster moving products with this fee. They break it down here. So that's why I don't think booksellers, because books don't really sell fast. Anyway, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So low inventory fee is basically they charge you a fee if you don't keep at least a 28-day supply or a 90-day supply. So 90-day supply is over the last 90 days, have you kept at least like have you stayed in stock for it? So they're comparing like two different date ranges. They're comparing 28 days versus 90 days, and they're going to opt with whichever. Like if you meet one of those, then you don't get charged the fee. But if you don't meet both of those, you get charged the fee. So if your inventory is less than 28 days supply, and they actually have like a tier system here, it's 0 to 14 days, 14 to 21 days, and 21 to 28 days. So the closer you get to having a 28-day supply, the less the fee is. And if you have a 28-day supply, they do not charge you the fee. So even if you have a 21-day supply, they're still going to hit you with a 32-cent fee. And then this fee does not apply. Like if you have a bunch of inactive SKUs, those SKUs aren't going to get hit. This is only for active inventory you have that is low, that is fast selling enough to be charged the fee. Okay. So almost all OA items will be hit with this fee. So OA sellers, you should factor this in. Now, booksellers, this is where it doesn't seem like we're going to really get hit with the fee because look, they break it down here. We will definitely get hit with the fee, but not on all the books. So if we go all the way down, they actually mentioned seasonal products, standard products, and blah, blah, blah. So it's right here. So you can see it says products with low sales volume. A lot of books are going to fall within this category, I believe, but I'm still not sure. Like, I honestly don't know. So this is where I need y'all's help. Like, if anyone knows, because it says as long as you keep at least a 28-day supply. So if you have one book in stock and that's enough to be sufficient for what Amazon considers a 28-day supply, which in this case, if the book has sales range from 0 to 3 units per week, which is actually decent for books, like 3 units per week, not super fast selling, but that's what is that? 12 a month times 6, which would be 72. And that'd be an E-score of 72. So even an E-score of 72 might not, in this scenario, qualify for the low storage, the low inventory level fee. So a little bit ambiguous, but like so many books, like Amazon, I feel like the last fee changes over the few years have actually been to like, I don't know if they intentionally tried to screw booksellers, but they really hurt us. Like the restock limits, that was like a per unit basis versus volume basis storage fee, which really was bad for us back then. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure how much this is going to affect us, but it doesn't seem like, I'm assuming 15 to 50% on the high end of our inventory will be affected by this fee. So on the low end, if it is only 15% of our inventory that gets hit with this fee, that's a 97-cent charge per unit, or maybe even a little bit less. But the higher fee is, where's it at? 97 cents, 89 cents is what most books are going to charge. But if you have like textbooks, 97 cents. So what we can do is we can just assume 15% of your inventory is going to get hit with this fee of 97 cents, which is going to come out to a 14-cent sum increase across all. You could look at it that way, or like you could say 50% of your inventory is going to get hit with this, which would be, that's not right. I'm not doing this math right. I'm screwing up this whole pod. Give me 1 second. 0.5 times 0.97. So 50% is getting hit with, so it'd be a 48-cent fee, which would be significant. Again, on 10,000 units, that's an extra $4,800 that you're paying each year. If that many books were hit with the low inventory fee, I just don't think they will. And so hopefully Scout IQ and Scoutly update their fee calculators based on this. But we need to find out like how often is this low storage fee, low inventory fee being charged for booksellers. But according to the low sales volume disclaimer down here, it seems like a lot of books could be opted out. And I'm just thinking from like Amazon's perspective, I wouldn't incentivize booksellers to send multiple quantities if there's already like 100 sellers on the listing? Why would you have them send a bunch? Like, it seems like in the past, what I was trying to say earlier was with the restock limits, it seemed like they wanted less books. And so they definitely don't want to incentivize slow moving books to be sent to Amazon. And so that's kind of what this disclaimer does. And so I'm not sure what percent. And I think anywhere from 15% of your inventory to 50% will get hit with this fee, depending on how many fast moving books you're sending to Amazon. But that's it for the low inventory fee. Oh yeah, for wholesalers and OA sellers, almost all OA sellers are going to get hit with this because it's really hard to replenish OA products. And then wholesale people, like, this is really to incentivize wholesale people to stay in stock on your fastest moving inventory. So I will certainly, I mean, I'm already trying to stay in stock on my fast moving ASINs. Like, these fees are kind of silly. Like, of course, we already want to stay in stock on our fast, but Amazon's trying to give us more incentive to send the faster moving inventory in. Like, of course, we want to stay in stock on our most profitable inventory, Amazon. But this is, maybe this will, shed some light on the situation for a bunch of sellers, and maybe Amazon will get what they want, and that's more stock of the faster moving stuff. So it'll be interesting. Next one is decreased monthly storage fees. So that's good. Let's see. Decreased. I'll just stop sharing my screen. Decreased monthly storage fees are going to obviously help booksellers. It's not a whole lot. It's 9 cents per cubic foot. Stop sharing my screen so y'all can see my beautiful face. 9 cents per cubic foot. And, that'll be nice. Not a huge deal, but less fees are always good. The return processing fee is increasing, and they said this is going to affect categories with high returns. So finally, we will expand the returns processing fee to apply to high return rate products in all categories. And this is excluding apparel and shoes. This is good for OA sellers, but I don't think books fall in the category of high return fee. Lastly, this one is like really weird. In a way, nothing changed, but they kind of like reversed the role of these fees. So the last one is, they're calling it the inbound placement service fee, which previously you could pay Amazon to send all your items to one location. So you could opt into this program. But now they're kind of like reversing it, and they're framing it like they're making it ambiguous enough to where they're saying, like, they want you to deal with split shipments. They want you to send your items to as many different warehouses as possible. That way your items are distributed across the country. And if someone in Utah buys your product, it's going to get shipped directly to their house from a Utah-based Amazon warehouse. And so split shipments have always been a thing, but prior to March 1st, when these updates are going to incur, you were able to opt into inventory placement service. So you could go to your Amazon settings and turn on inbound inventory placement. You could opt into that. And what that would do is it would allow you to send all your items to one location, and then Amazon would charge you like 30 to 50 cent fee per book or per item. And then they would redistribute your items to whatever warehouse they wanted to. But now what they're doing, it's basically the same exact thing. But let me show you guys one more time here. Basically the same thing, but now what they're doing is they're framing it as, let's look at this. They're giving you two options, and I'm not sure if they're going to auto enroll some sellers into this, but they're calling it the premium service, which is what I just described. We've always had this option. It's always been available. You can send your inventory to a single fulfillment center. This has always been an option. They've always charged us for it. But now they're calling it premium service, which is interesting. And then they have the discounted service, which prior to March 1st, it was free. So what you could but discounted makes it seem like they're going to charge you, because it's discounted doesn't mean 100% free, right? So discounted service, hopefully they opt everyone into this. I think they will, because they seem like they want people to use they're like to send split shipments. They want people to send their inventory to whatever warehouse they want to send to. But calling it a premium service versus inbound placement service, which is what they called it in the past, I think, or something like that. is interesting. So discounted service doesn't mean 100% free. It says send your inventory to multiple inbound locations yourself. We've always done that. For a reduced fee, this is new, or no fee. So it seems like they might charge fees, and I'm not sure if they're really their incentive is. It seems like something's going on here with large items. I think they've lowered the bulky item fee, but not really sure. Like it's just kind of weird what they're doing here, because they've always had the option for inbound. But it just seems like they now say, hey, we might charge you anyway, you know. So how do we combat this? Just send items where Amazon wants them. So if they give you split shipments, just send to the different locations. Generally, Amazon will split your shipments 2, 3, or 4 different locations. And so what I recommend is just make your shipments big enough to where when you have splits, it's not that big of a deal. Like you're not sending one item to California. Like you're sending a whole box filled with items. So when you're creating your shipments, build them big enough to where your shipments are sufficient size to fill whole boxes. And if you guys use GoToLister, all my GoToLister people out there, we have box content flow. Here's a quick preview of it. It's a super easy flow to you basically tell Amazon which items are going to which warehouse. It's a super easy flow to deal with splits because split shipments suck. And what this does is after you complete your batch and GoToLister, it just allows you to scan the item in, and it tells you exactly what warehouse location it's going to and what box to put it in. So, if you're confused and you have 3 split shipments and like 200 books in your living room, you can simply pick up any book after shipment, scan it here, and it tells you, hey, put it in box 1. It's going to GYR 3, and you can add boxes and easily deal with splits there. So that's going to prevent you from incurring the inbound placement fee. So prior to this, I guess you still can opt into this service. They're probably raising the fees on this as well, but looks like they might even be sneaking a fee in here for people who do deal with splits. And I'm not entirely sure when that reduced fee would incur. It seems like they're kind of leaving it up in the air, so they might be able to surprise attack you. So that'll be interesting. But that's it for fees. That's my interpretation of it. Comment below your thoughts. And I don't think it's terrible for booksellers. Much love. See you in the next podcast. Peace out.